It's Platt, and today we get a little punch your watermelon. That's next to Platt's Drink of the Week. All right, guys, got another fun little video for you today. As you can tell, I'm back in the ready-to-drink aisle of your liquor store. Before I started this series, I never really went down that aisle much. As a professional bartender, it always kind of made me crabby. I do have to say, though, holy cow, there's a lot of these products out there. And so it is kind of cool that I get to see, you know, all that is being produced, because it's an insane amount out there. We have today Jack Daniel's Watermelon Punch. This is 4.8% alcohol by volume. I bought this 24-ounce can, so basically the equivalent of 2 beers, for $2.99. If you see my videos, I normally like to start off with a little history, so we'll start off a little bit about Jack Daniel's. Of course, one of the premier brands in the spirit world. Jack Daniel's is a Tennessee whiskey produced in Lynchburg, Tennessee. Oddly enough, for years and years and years, you could not buy Jack Daniel's in Lynchburg. It's a dry county. However, I believe they've changed the laws, and now I think at the gift shop you could buy some of their special releases, you know, some of their products there, but there's no bar in town to go enjoy Jack. The story of Jack Daniel's starts with Jasper Newton Jack Daniels, who was born supposedly in 1850. I say supposedly because you can't really nail down the date. And part of the problem is, supposedly his mother passed away in 1847, so making him born in 1850 would be a little tough. What we do know about Jack was he's the youngest of 10 children, which means fighting for resources and food at the dinner table were a little tough. And he ended up moving out of the house when he was a teenager. He moved in with a gentleman named Dan Call, who was a local farmer, pastor, and more importantly for us, a distiller. Now, for years, it was kind of taught that Dan was the one that had taught Jack how to distill. However, that's probably not true. Most likely it was a gentleman named Nearish Green, who was a former slave that worked for Dan. He probably taught Jack how to distill, but more importantly, he was one of the early teachers of something called the Lincoln County process. This is what makes Jack Daniel's unique from bourbon. Jack has a bourbon mash bill. They use the same type barrels, the same distillation method. However, they add this Lincoln County process, which is a charcoal filtering process using sugar maple wood, or charcoal made from sugar maple, that Jack Daniel's claims adds a smoothness to this whiskey. Now, all Tennessee whiskeys utilize this process, so even Dickel does too. Jack, even though he was known as a ladies' man, never had a child, and so when he passed, he gave the distillery to Lem Motlow, that is his nephew. Now, Lem kind of helped take the brand up to the next level and make it to what we know today. If you find a bottle of Jack Daniel's, you'll still see Lem's name on there. I think it's Lem Motlow Proprietor is how that is listed. As far as the brand itself, it has been owned by Brown-Forman since 1956, almost 70 years. So it's under their massive portfolio of all kinds of brands, including Herradura Tequila, just to name one. As far as other products go, Jack Daniel's, of course, known for their spirits line. There's the Jack Single Barrel, the Gentleman Jack. Over the last few years, they've kind of expanded the line. They've got a 10-year, a 12-year, which I hear excellent things about. Their Bonded series, including a Bonded Rye that a lot of rye lovers really like. Maybe one of these days I'll pony up an extra buck or two, and maybe we'll try a couple of those. Now, what is this particular product? This is part of their Country Cocktail series. Jack has several varieties. There's Lynchburg Lemonade, which is probably the most popular cocktail made with Jack Daniel's. There's a Southern Peach. There's a Berry Patch. Other flavors in there. I think there's about 7 or 8 flavors in total, including this watermelon punch. Now, what is in here? Because that's the important thing, especially with these ready-to-drink cocktails. On the very bottom, it will refer to it as a malted beverage. On the side here in the fine print, it says it's a flavored beer. Now, they're sure to let you know that it contains alcohol, but they didn't say what kind of alcohol. There's no actual Jack Daniel's in this product. This, like I said, is a malted beverage, which means it's a fermented product. Spirit companies have gotten into this business because they want to get into grocery stores and convenience stores which most of them do not have a full liquor license to sell distilled spirits. Now, somehow the regulators have decided that if this is a fermented beverage that comes out to 4.8%, everything's fine. However, if we make a beverage with real distilled spirits and then water it down to 4.8%, that's the devil and that's Satan, and children will die somehow. But this is 4.8% is just fine. That's the people that are regulating alcohol in this country, and that's the end of my rant there. But like I said, this is really to get the Jack Daniel's brand into those outlets that they normally cannot get into. Also on the side, it does say that it's produced in La Crosse, Wisconsin. That is nowhere near Lynchburg, Tennessee. This is a contracted product, so it's not made at the Jack Daniel's facility either. So with that being said, though, let's give it a try. Well, that is red and watermelon color, some bubbles. Slightly hazy. I did notice on the can, it did say something that because it is a flavored beer, that there may be settling, i.e. maybe some yeast and stuff like you would get in the bottom of the beer. Again, probably a little haze from the yeast. Whoa, boy, whatever watermelon flavoring, that is pretty intense. You get it around the nose. Let's give it a try. Straight watermelon. 4.8%. You're not going to notice the alcohol. This is a little thicker body-wise. It's not like drinking a watermelon soda, per se. It's carbonated, so there's a little effervescence, but it's not carbonated real hard. Yeah, not nearly the level of carbonation like some of your hard seltzers, maybe like the White Claw type or whatever. Not quite that. Just really intense watermelon flavor, really sweet, and not much more more than that. But it doesn't taste bad. If you like watermelon, this is kind of like alcoholic Jolly. If you could somehow melt Jolly Ranchers into this and then add 4.8% alcohol by volume, blah blah. That's kind of the taste. So now I guess the question is this something I would drink? Who is this meant for? What can we use it for? What have you? This obviously meant for most likely your college kids, people that don't like beer but want something portable, something in a can, what have you, at the beach, pool parties, what have you. Also, this is meant for people that buy their alcohol in a convenience store or grocery store, not necessarily going to the liquor store, what have you. Is this something I would drink? Probably not. I like watermelon flavor. I like Jack Daniel's. I'll buy one of each, and that way I know I can get a little over 4.8% alcohol by volume. Also, I could get that true Jack Daniel's flavor. You're not, like I said, you're not tasting the alcohol here. This is just watermelon that has alcohol in it, and Jack Daniel's brands, basically. Like I said, it's not my cup of tea, but if I was at a pool party or outdoors and somebody handed me one, I'm not saying no either, though. So it's not bad, but it is definitely not something for me, the older drinker. But if I was in college, a kid, and if we got a deal on them, let's say they were selling them 2 for $5, something like that, probably so. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets YouTube know we're putting out a good product. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or something in the liquor store you'd like me to try, please leave it in the comment section, or you can always contact me on the Twitter page. Till next time, bottoms up.